Hey everybody, I'm Hugh Brownstone for Three Blind Men and an Elephant, and I seem to be promising you in almost every video recently that I'm going to make this shorter. Let's see how well we do. Okay, today I'm talking about this guy, Blackmagic's 4K Video Assist. This is really a lovely 7-inch combo monitor and 4K recorder at a stellar price point, $895. But it's not just the price, because this thing is robustly built, really just encased in metal and soft touch plastic, and part of it just really lovely. It's got multiple mounting points, top and bottom. It's got 2 Canon style battery slots, lovely. It's got a pile of connectors, SDI in out, HDMI in out. Unusual, I haven't seen this before, a pair of mini XLR inputs so you can use high quality microphones, and the preamp seems to be up to the challenge. That's really lovely. Flip side, it's got dual SD card slots, lovely. An earphone jack or headphone jack, a Lank control jack. One thing that I would say, and a power adapter. The one thing that I would say is be aware. If you're going to use this to record in 4K, of course it also records full HD, then you need the latest Class 2 SDXC cards. According to Blackmagic, they've certified cards from Transcend and Lexar, that's all. Still much less expensive than alternative media from SSDs to QXD and CFast cards, so very smart. The flip side is there's one bug and there are a number of limitations. The one bug, intermittent blackout. I think Blackmagic will handle this quickly. It should be in firmware, and I look forward to having that happen. It didn't affect playback, but it was annoying during recording. Really though, it's about functional limitations. Frame rate's not above 30 frames per second in 4K, 60 frames per second in HD. Okay. No waveforms beyond, a basic histogram, no RGB parade. None of that kind of stuff. Okay, $895, I can live with that. No false color. I wish it had that. It does have focus peaking. It's only one color. Okay. It does have zebras, very changeable. That's lovely. Again, the user interface is just wonderful. Just really, really simple. You've got focus peaking, zebras, guides, right, 4:3, HD TV, rule of thirds, grids are on or off, right, swipe it away. You can change the brightness, contrast, saturation, swipe it away, and you're back. You want to change the codec, ProRes, ProRes Lite, right? Really, really nice. Trigger, another way to get at it. Battery, you can have up to 2, so that's beautiful. Tells you how you're doing with storage. Again, just great. You want to go in, get that focus peaking on. Good. Yeah. Beautiful. The strange trade-off is that these SDI connectors only allow HDMI in. If you set the Sony FS5, as I did, to 4K output via SDI, this will only see it as 1080. Interesting choice. It's not a bug, it's a choice. It doesn't record RAW. Dang, I really wanted to use it with the Sony FS5. Other than that, wow. If you can live with those limitations, what a value. It's really superb. In fact, at the end of the day, I think that this is designed for hybrid DSLR and mirrorless shooters. You're not going to see a significant difference in image quality. That's because most cameras output at the same bit depth and color space as they record internally. So the fact that this can actually record 10-bit 422 doesn't matter if you're outputting 8-bit 420. One exception that I'm aware of, Panasonic GH4, very cool. So do you see any difference? I've got a pan going in an attempt to see if there's macro blocking, any kind of artifacts from movement, and really I don't see anything. Now what I didn't do is try to over or underexpose and see what I can pull up, but again, since the signal is the same, I don't expect to see any difference. That could be my limitation. If you really want a pixel peep, yes, you can find differences. Even when I crop to this, I don't really see a difference. Maybe you do. I'd love to hear it if you do. Okay, here's what it takes. Take a look at the fore and the barrel. Just a tiny, tiny bit of difference, but how does that matter to the final product? Then if you're using a dedicated video camera, which has very high frame rates, which can output RAW, which can output 10-bit 422, well, I think there are probably other recorder monitor combos, which, although admittedly more expensive, might better suit the output and frame rate capabilities of those cameras. Now, Panasonic GH4 can output 96 frames per second. The Sony a6300, which is what's actually recording this now, can shoot at 120 frames per second. So if you need that, then this is not the monitor for you. But if you've got a DSLR or mirrorless and you don't want to carry an audio recorder, you want that big picture, you don't want to maybe worry about overheating, you don't want to worry about time limitations for recording, then this is a fascinating piece of kit. I wish that Blackmagic would create an app store for this, so that if you wanted to, at a later date, you could add false color, or you could add those other waveforms, or you could add more colors than just green, although I really like green for focus peaking. But there you have it, a really interesting trade-off. Blackmagic continues to go in a slightly different direction. We are richer for it. If the trade-offs make sense, great unit. If not, no harm, no foul. I'm Hugh Brownstone, 3 Blind Men and an Elephant. See you next time. If you like what you saw here, please thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, go over to the blog to see many more stories in much more detail, including this one. And yeah. Baba, 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 baba.